Hi, and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nikki Kirk, and I've been selling on Amazon for 7 years now, doing retail arbitrage, and more recently, I've got into wholesale bundles, little bit of wholesale dabbling here and there, and it's been amazing. It's how I made my full-time income. I absolutely love it. So today I am talking repricers, specifically Profit Protector Pro Repricer. So if you are like me, maybe you have mixed feelings about repricers, you've tried some and you don't like. I definitely have tried one. In fact, last year I bought a repricer, which I will not mention, but I did not like it at all. And I mistakenly was like, oh, I'm going to save money and I'm going to go ahead and get the annual. And with that, I was stuck with it, or I had already paid it, so I was like, fine, I'm going to use it. But if I hadn't done that, I would have canceled after 2 months because I just didn't like it. It wasn't easy to use at all. So once that year was over, I quickly jumped into Profit Protector Pro because I had heard so many amazing things about how it was selling above the buy box from my YSG community. And so I was super excited. Everyone said it was easy to use and they were not lying. So today I'm going to walk you through how to set it up, some errors I made myself so that you don't make them, which is, why I do these videos. Don't do what I did. I'm going to help you out in that regard. So hopefully you want to try them out. They do have 2 weeks free. So 14-day free trial that you can test out for yourself and see if you like it. I think you're going to love it because I definitely have been loving it, and I've seen those profit and sales numbers boost since using it. So with that, let's jump in and see how Profit Protector Pro works. Oh, before I get into that, I forgot I wanted to mention, we are in the Q4 2024 BOLO group countdown. So the Q4 BOLO group is back this year for another year, and it's going to be better than ever. I'm going to have guest speakers coming in. There's going to be obviously 4 months of BOLOs, and you just have this closed group. So once it sells out, and it's a closed group of sellers who you'll get to know. Maybe you're going to make a new friend you'll be chatting with offline. At the meetup that we did in Philadelphia a couple months ago, or last month, I guess it was, there's actually a couple of girls who came who just met in the group and they'd been chatting and then they came, and it was just amazing to see those connections happening. So getting in a community is amazing, and I happen to think that my Q4 BOLO group is amazing and it's a lot of fun. We have live hangouts. The ungating guides are part of it. There's going to be some teaching in the first month to tell you how about do bundles, all that kind of stuff. We are 6 weeks out. It opens August 25th. And if you are on my email list following here on YouTube where you're subscribed and you get the notifications when I post on the wall, the feed that they have, and or on Instagram at Your Selling Guide, you will be the first to know when the doors open. It sold out in 3 days last year, so definitely don't wait and stay in the know. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my email list, wherever you want to follow, wherever you hang out. If you follow me on Instagram, that's where I'm at every day basically, and sharing the most stuff outside of my BOLO group. So just know that. But anyways, hang out there, and we are going to be kicking it off August 25th. First up, let's talk about when you might need a repricer. So like I mentioned, last year, after 5-6 years of selling on Amazon, was the first time I ever even considered getting a repricer, because I had thought about it in the past, but I was like, okay, I only have, couple hundred SKUs. I can do those on my own. I can sit down and reprice them myself. But I very quickly realized that I wasn't doing that. Weeks would go by, leaving, potential sales just sitting there because I wasn't actively repricing manually. So I was excited to get a repricer, and it did see a sales boost. So repricers really do help you. And whenever you want to decide to get one is totally up to you. You could get one right when you open your Amazon account. I wouldn't say you need to. I think doing your own repricing for the first 2 months, because when you start your Amazon account, it's going to be you have to send stuff in. It's going to take a while to sell. And there's just a lot of factors that you really want to understand what you're doing. But after a couple months, absolutely you could get a repricer. It's your business. You can get it right now. As if you're opening your Amazon account today, you can get a repricer today if you really wanted to, but you don't have to have hundreds of SKUs. In fact, when you look at Profit Protector Pro's pricing, they have a great pricing model for up to 1,000 listings, which that's all I need. I don't have over 1,000 listings on Amazon at any given time. So active listings. So it could be you can get a really good price when you're smaller. So don't let a number fool you, and when I break it down, I'm going to show you how much I pay like per reprice and per day. You're going to be shocked at how much it's basically like hiring out someone to help you with your Amazon business, because pricing manually is a lot of work, and Profit Protector Pro is instantly repricing. So that you will also see. It's instantly repricing my stuff. Like literally the second I turn it on, you see the activity feed that it is repricing. So it's really good to have, and it's up to you when you want to get it, but you could get it if it's your first 5 months, 6 months, first year, absolutely. Now would be the time to try it out, especially as we roll into Q4. You want to get it all set up, and I'll show you how I check some things as we get into the video. Okay, why I love Profit Protector Pro. It is simple and uses common language. I can't tell you the other one I was trying to use, like you had to be an engineer and understand all these like formulas, you know, in the Matrix and all that stuff. That's what I felt like I had to understand to use it. It literally tells you simply, this automation does this. This is going to do this. It's so simple. And again, when I jump into the dashboard, you're going to see, but it makes it so easy. And it's affordable. It's the most affordable repricer that I'm aware of right now. And like I mentioned, there's 2 weeks free. You can get the link. I'll put it right here on the website or on the video for you, but it's also in my show description. So you can try it out for 2 weeks free. It's absolutely amazing. And I know you're going to love it, but it's so easy to use. That is thing number 1. Thing number 2, I didn't even have to watch any videos to figure out. I've literally figured it out all on my own. And I am not necessarily, tech, like software savvy. I had tactical arbitrage for like 4 years before I fully understood how to use it. So there's like a lot of different things, but it really does make it so simple. It's like, this is what it is. It says what it is. It's easy to understand. All right, let's jump into the dashboard so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is my repricing dashboard. When you log in, it will take you right here to the dashboard. Mine takes me to repricing, but if you click here, it'll go to dashboard. The last 30 days, Profit Protector Pro has boosted an additional profit above the buy box. So again, this repricer is not just penny dropping, it's going above the buy box of $751 of extra profit. My all-time profit boost is an additional above the buy box of $1,095. I currently have it set on for repricing 256 of my units or my products. Again, like I said, I don't have any given time a ton of like individual SKUs that I'm selling. As we get into Q4, I'll have more, but I still don't know if I've ever had 1,000. So just something to note, like it's got a really good model and payment like affordability there. I'll get into the pricing in a second. And already today it has repriced 645 times. I am filming this. It is currently 10:20 in the morning, and it is already repriced for me 645 different times. So Profit Protector Pro is a UK company. So they are, if you sell in other marketplaces, they have it there. So you'll see sometimes like here, it's showing me only US. So my bar is only ever read US because I only have the US marketplace. But if you sell in other marketplaces, or if you happen to be watching from Europe, or if you're in Canada, you can also set this up by marketplace. So that's really a great tool if you sell in multiple marketplaces. So quickly touching, like I said, you would, if you're in the UK or the US, if you're doing the annual cost, it comes out to $66 a month. And if you do it monthly, it's $79, basically $80 a month. And you can see when you go through the pricing, you get the 14-day free trial. All of these, besides the how many listings you have, there's really nothing differentiating them all. So you really are if you start your free trial with this one, unless you have over 1,000 listings, of course, then you would need the middle one. But just something to point out, like do it based off of how many you have. Don't just because they say it's the most popular, doesn't necessarily mean that's the one for you. So definitely check out the different pricing. So again, Profit Protector Pro, you can go to yoursellingguide.com/PPP and get the 14-day free trial. So just doing some quick math, in the last 30 days, I have made above the buy box using Profit Protector Pro, $751 of extra profit, right? It's generated above the buy box. Okay, if I divide that by 80, saying I'm doing the 1 month Profit Protector Pro, that's basically for every dollar I spent in those 30 days, Profit Protector Pro got me $9 back. And again, it's doing all the repricing for me instantly and throughout the day where I don't have to think about it at all. And when I said I was checking things out, so I'm constantly checking in my seller board account to see like how much profit am I making that day on different products, because I want to know what products are making money. But when I first set up a Repricer, I use it more so to check like, okay, this thing priced it down. I don't know, should I have gone that low? And then I will go ahead and see, oh yeah, I'm totally making my 50% ROI in seller board, so it's just fine. Like I double check. And if things go awry, which again, I'm going to tell you the things that I did wrong and that went awry, then I can use it by looking at my seller board like I do every day. I can say, wait a second, why is that priced like that? And I can go over and change it or figure out what I did wrong. Again, I'm going to go through all the errors. Don't worry. Okay, so first thing when you set up your account, you'll be down here in your account and you'll have this PPP setting. So toggle on any of the marketplaces that you are in. This default repricing strategy, this is my default, and I'm going to go over all of these, or not all of them, but I'm going to go over the top ones because those are the ones I use, and why I use them, and I'll walk you through and show you how simple it is. But anyways, the hybrid profit harvester is my default. So once you've gone through and see what they all do, and you pick your default. So for me, as soon as I send stuff in, I go ahead and I do the setting the min and max, which again is click of the button, you'll see. I set my min max, I get my break even and all of that. And so I have it at my default. If I should need to dump some products or move some products, or I'd rather sell them, or this one I want more profit on, then I change it by item. But as a default, I have the hybrid profit harvester. My default marketplace is the US. And then this is for BuyBot Pro, which they are sister companies, so they work together. So for BuyBot Pro, I have it using the buy box price. I'm doing retail. I'm not wholesale, so I'm doing retail arbitrage. I'm not buying wholesale. Manufacturer shipping, I use the free shipping. Seller Central control syncs on. I don't have the European marketplace settings. I don't have any sleep settings on. So that's the first thing you're going to want to check. And then this is the best part right here, your calculation settings. So this is why I love Profit Protector Pro above the other repricers that I have used. This one, you can set your min 50% ROI, right? Like that's always my min level when I'm out buying stuff. So that's my min when I'm repricing. Or at least, we'll get into that, $4. So obviously I want to make $5, right? But I'm okay making $4. Why I have it set like that is, say I bought something for $2. If it's going to reprice it down to 50%, that means I'm only going to be making $1, 50% ROI. I don't want to just make $1. I bought that thing for $2 because it makes $5 profit. So I want to at least make $4 profit. So you can see here I have it set up. So US Marketplace, my ROI, at least 50%. So you enter these numbers. You can select different ones. You can do buy box. My minimum should be the buy box, your break even, your profit margin, whichever one you want to do. I do it by ROI. And at least, not or at least. So and at least $4. So plus or minus US dollars, $4. Okay, here's what I did wrong when I first set it up. I had it or at least. I want 50% ROI or at least $4. No. I want 50% ROI and at least $4. Because what was happening was I was doing that thing where I bought it for $2 and it was selling for $1. And I was like, whoa. Again, checking. I check everything, make sure it's set up right. I made a mistake and I had it or at least. So just make sure you want 50% or whatever you want, whatever that first, or at least $4, $5, $10, whatever, $2, $1, 50 cents, whatever it is that you want for yours. You don't even have to use this. You can say no further conditions and it will go away. But I have and at least $4. Okay. Then you want to set up your maximum prices. So this is going to calculate, I use off of the buy box plus 50%. So basically it's saying, okay, the buy box is $19.99. So it's my max price that it's going to set for me is 50% above that, right? So again, you can set this up. And if you wanted to say, or at least, and at least, you see, I don't have it set up, but you could say 50% above the buy box, or at least $5 above the buy box, or whatever, and at least $5 above the buy box. Either one, I don't have that set up because I don't use it that way. I'm not really concerned about my max necessarily. I I make sure it's good when I'll show you in the next part, but that part I'm not real worried about. So that was there. And then you want to hit save settings. And once you've saved it, you can hit here, apply to all inventory, and it will automatically apply to all of your inventory. This apply to small and light inventory is for small and light. I don't do that. It's got another whole little weird setting thing that you do. I don't do that part. I only do all inventory. I don't necessarily have a whole lot in small and light that qualify for small and light anyway. So I just hit apply to all. I haven't used this small and light part. The other thing you want to set up is the break-even fees. So scrolling down here, if you wanted to add a prep fee, if you have a prep center, if you have a bundle, if you bundle anything, obviously it takes a poly bag and you want to add a poly bag cost in here. Any extra money you want to add onto this, if you are in the UK and it has VAT, which is their taxing thing. If you want to add shipping costs, any kind of that, you can add that here. Again, you can see here, I don't have any of that added. However, you want to make sure you set up this ROI method. Honestly, I don't totally understand why they have all the different methods. To me, I want to know my ROI after all the fees, right? I'm assuming you do too, because we talk the same. So you want to make sure this is set up. So method number 5 is the one you should most likely pick, but I'll walk you through all of them. So you can see the default, if you don't set this up, so make sure you set this up, will be just profit divided by the product cost times 100, whatever. That's just giving you the ROI percent. Obviously, it's not just profit and product cost, right? We have to pay Amazon fees. So you can see you can take into account the product cost, the shipping fee, all those other fees, again, up here that you could add, plus VAT fee where applicable. Or you could do method number 3, method number 4, where now you see all the Amazon fees plus VAT. But again, that's for the UK mostly, or European. So if you're over in Europe, you might want that one. But here in the US, method number 5. So product cost, shipping, prep, bundle fees, all those extra fees, plus the Amazon fees is going to give us ROI. So make sure you I would recommend method 5. But again, do whatever one is best for your business. Hit save changes, and then it's going to update. The great thing about Profit Protector Pro is that it's calculating my break even for me. So last year, maybe the year before, it was during Q4, I started to use Inventory Labs buy list. It's in their Scoutify 2 app. I never used it before that, but I started to use their buy list. And with the buy list, I would have to manually make a SKU, and you all know how I manually make the SKU, right? I do the cost, the store I got it from, the break even price. But by using the buy list, I needed to automate it and make it faster. That's why I'm using the buy list and make sure you're packing your shipments so much faster. So with that, because I was using the buy list, I'm no longer making my own SKUs. Inventory Lab has a setting that will do it for you. So it tells me the store, how much I got it for, and then it gives it a random number of the unit, which is good because if you ever need to look it up. But so with that, I no longer have my break-even price in my SKU, but with Profit Protector Pro, it is calculating the break-even price for me, so I don't have to worry about it. And you'll see it here in just a second. So that is amazing and another huge perk of using Profit Protector Pro. Okay, going over to help here, we're going to take a look at all of these strategies. So you can see there's frequently asked questions, training videos if you need them, a walkthrough of the site, it'll do the little pop-ups, or strategies explained. Highly recommend popping into here and choosing the one that makes the most sense for you. I am going to walk through some of them. So the default obviously is the one I would have set up. So you saw mine was hybrid harvester, profit harvester. But here's what I'm talking about, how simple it is. These are all AI. You don't have to set up any automations. You don't have to figure out, hope you're doing it right. It's all set up for you. So super aggressive. This strategies are most aggressive and will fight for the buy box in a truly aggressive rate. However, this doesn't mean that it will drop the price in pursuit of the buy box. It will do its best to bring the buy box price up while finding you a sweet spot. In the circumstance that your buy box is lost, the strategy will drop more frequently and aggressively to try to get the price back up higher. I have not used it yet. I've only ever gotten up to aggressive sales generator, but this one, if you need to right here, this is a strategy ideal if you need total buy box domination. It literally tells you exactly what it is. Here, let's get into the next one. Aggressive sales generator. This strategy is ideal if you want to dump stock quickly. It's literally telling you, so we don't have to figure out, oh gosh, what's that gonna do? Is it gonna drop? Is it gonna... It's telling us what it's gonna do. So this strategy is very aggressive to drop the price in pursuit of the buy box. Please check your minimum to make sure it's where you want it to be, because it will aggressively drop it. I have used this one, just like they say, to dump some of my dead stock. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but a lot of my dead stock to be listed on Walmart and eBay is behind me. Then we have the balance sales accumulator. Pretty aggressive pursuit of the buy box and will favor sales over your profit. Unlike the aggressive generator, this strategy will be a little harder on increasing your profits. So this one, again, so there's like, I want to dump stock to get rid of it. I want to dump stock, but I still kind of want to make some profit. And they continue on like this. Cautious sales enhancer. Again, you want to get some sales and maybe you're not totally worried about your profit on it. There's different ones for you. And like I said, they all tell you exactly what it is. If you like to share the buy box but an edge, this is probably the right strategy for you. Fairly quick sales, higher buy box. Dynamic profit builder, I use this one a lot as well. So the one I use the most, so obviously my hybrid profit harvester is the my default one, is focusing on harvesting your profit will go no lower in price than the other sellers matching your fulfillment method. So FBA to FBA or FBM to FBM. I actually don't turn it on for FBM. I do my own FBM pricing, but as of right now, but FBA, so it's looking at like sellers, which is huge for repricing. We'll match the buy box assuming that your minimum within maximum settings. Rapidly work to increase the price. Ideal for sellers looking to maximize profits, which obviously added a default. When I send my product in, I want the profit, right? That's why I bought it. So that's why I have mine as my default. The other two I use is the dynamic profit builder, and I do the cautious sales, balanced sales, and aggressive sales. I actually use 1, 2, 3, 4 other ones after that when I manually go in and adjust if I need to. So definitely, again, you go into help and then strategies explained and you can check them all out. But like I said, they are super simple, wrote and clearly, easy to understand for someone who doesn't understand how the heck AI knows anything at all. Again, once you have your one you would like to use as the default setup, go over here to your Profit Protector Pro settings and select your model that you want it to be set as the default. So when you go over here into repricing, you can see right here the default. I don't have to, you can click the one you want if you want to do it by one, but when it's set to default, I know this is going to be the hybrid profit harvester. Before we get into this settings here of repricing here, when you first set it up, you're gonna wanna go to the bulk inventory. So here is where you're gonna want to import your cost of goods bulk, if at all possible. If you use something like Seller Board or Inventory Lab, where you've already entered your cost of goods, if you use Profit Protector Pro, again, sister company to if you use BuyBot Pro, sister company to Profit Protector Pro, they already work together, so it already has your cost of goods in there. So it will like talk to it, so you wouldn't have to do this. I use Inventory Lab for all my shipments, so it already has my cost of goods. So what I do is you have a few different options, and you actually will do bulk uploads, you know, anytime you have a bunch, like a new shipment, maybe you do it every 2 weeks, however often you're like sending a bunch of new stuff into Amazon, you would want to then turn the repricer on. You need those cost of goods if you don't want to do it manually. So you could, after you've already set up your Profit Protector Pro and it's synced and it's got everything, you can click here to get a spreadsheet of all of the products. And then if you have your SKU set up like I do, so Walmart $9.99 is where I got it, how much it was, then I could just manually enter $9.99. Or you can do a VLOOKUP to import your cost of goods into the one sheet. So you could do full inventory, you could do a blank template. And with the blank template, you're going to see just the columns that it needs to have. So it needs the SKU, the ASIN, the min, max, all that. And then you would grab your inventory from Inventory Lab or whatever other software you're using that has your cost of goods, copy it over into there, but have this, it needs the column set up how it is. So in Inventory Lab, the report that you want to use is actually, might be a couple different reports, but the SKU profitability gives you the, it has your SKU, and so since it's using the SKU instead of the ASIN, you do need to make sure that you have the SKUs setting in there. And unfortunately, in Inventory Lab, I don't know why they do this, but they don't have a report that has both of them, at least that I know of, where you have the SKU and the ASIN. So you might have to combine. I have a video where I went over a VLOOKUP. There's got to be a million videos on how to do a VLOOKUP. It's super simple once you understand it, but it is a little bit complicated to like figure out the formula if spreadsheets and Google Sheets if it's not your thing. But I promise I learned it like when I was interning in college, and I have remembered it to this day. So once you get it, it's easy to remember. Okay, so once you have your cost of goods inventory, you would bulk upload right here. Just upload that CSV file back into it. So when you first set up your Profit Protector Pro, here's how I would recommend doing it. So if you're a little bit, if you don't have time to wait around for it. So the first time you go in, you set it up, you do your defaults, set your profit, min and max and all that, and then it's gonna sync with Amazon. It's gonna pull in all your inventory from Amazon. Meanwhile, you wanna get your inventory with your cost of goods, and you wanna upload that into Profit Protector Pro, and it takes a little bit to do the thinking. So once you've insert your cost of goods, I actually did it one day and then I came back the next day because it takes a couple, I don't know how long technically. To me, it felt like it took an hour or two to like fully upload and process it. So once that's done, I came back the next day and then I went over here into my account settings, and then I hit apply to all inventory so that it would apply my break even and my min and max prices for me. Again, it takes some time to think. Not sure how long it actually takes, but again, came back the next day, and then I went into turning the repricers on and double checking everything was there. So that's what I would recommend when you set it up. Like, do the one thing one day or come back later that night and see if it's done. But it'll tell you, like, if I go here and I have just bulk uploaded, it'll give me like it's still processing in the background notification. So it'll tell you like, hey, we're still working on that other thing you asked us to do. Okay, that's the first setup part. And you never really have to do it again unless you want to change how your min and max is set up. So once all that's done, where you're going to live every day is this repricing area, or whenever you come to it. I don't come to it every day. I come to it every couple of days. Here at the top, you can actually pick filters. So the filters I use the most are FBA, because like I said, I'm only doing FBA. I want to know if what's got repricing turned off and what's in stock, because I don't really care about fixing the repricing for stuff that's out of stock. So I only want to see what's in stock. Then over here, I usually sort by newest to oldest or oldest to newest. So you can pick how you want to sort it. Over here, you can do how many ASINs. I've been doing it on a 10 ASIN view, but you could do up to 50 ASINs per page view. And you can also do what view you want to see. So right here, you can see it's got the list. So it's got the US marketplace, how much stock, is it repricing? No, it's not repricing. It's compete with Amazon. Current price, that's my current price that I have it at. Then you've got the bestseller rank, break even, that it's automatically calculated, the min price, the max price, and then the default strategy. If you want to see on the grid view, you get a little more information. And I have actually asked them to, if they could please, add the buy box price, because I would prefer this smaller view. But it doesn't tell me the buy box price, which is really important. So, well, for me anyways. So on this view, now you can see it's got the same information, the buy price, how much I bought it for. So I forgot to show you on this one. My buy price is right here. So you can see this one has 0. There's nothing inserted there. So without the buy price, it can't really do the break even and the min max price. So that's why you need to enter your cost of goods. But over here, you can see I have 0 in stock again. You can analyze it with BuyBot Pro if you have BuyBot Pro, which they have a free trial too. So you might want to check it out since they do work together. It tells you if it's FBA, FBM, retail, wholesale, buy box price, lowest FBA price, which is again good to know. The current price, which again is my current price of what I have it set at in, like if I open my Amazon account, it would show me I have it listed at $44.99. It calculates your break-even price. It calculates your min price set on those automations. So you could do, I only ever really do this button, but you could push either one because I only have one marketplace, so it doesn't really matter. But when you hit this, so let's do it on this one. So this one looks like I got it at Ross for $9.99. Now you can see these have 0, nothing is there. So let's hit this and we'll watch it think in real time. And now you can see with that one click of the button, it's got my break-even price. If I pay $9.99, the break-even price off of all the Amazon fees, what I paid for and all that is $17.71. And then my min price that it will go based off of my settings, $29, my max price, $35. So if I had any of this, maybe I'm saying, you know what, this is like an old Christmas thing, I need to get rid of it. And you would go ahead and hit that. It saves it automatically, and you would turn your repricing on just like that. And then over here, I don't have any stock, but literally you can see already, instantly, it has it there. It instantly was like, okay, cool. But we don't, if you would see, you can see how here we chose this strategy wants to go lower than your price. So we're at your minimum price. You can see all the different things that it's doing. If you ever want to know what the heck went wrong, it's got a whole log for you to look at everything that it's been doing. All 600 and something things that it has done for me today is all logged in this activity feed. But you can see how instantly, like before I even clicked over there, it was there. So since I've turned it on now, you can see that that one is no longer in my turned off. But okay, let's take a look. I want to see, so you can see my SKU, how I make it. Marshalls, $24.99, break even, $38.75. Look at it calculated. That was me calculating it based off of RevSeller, where I see the break even price after I put my cost in. Look how close it is. Like it's basically, I no longer have to do that if I don't want to using Profit Protector Pro, which I don't do because of how I use Inventory Lab. So it doesn't matter that it's not in my SKU anymore because my repricer is doing it for me. I love it. So let's take a look at this one. I need to enter my buy bar price. And now let's have it. Anytime you update a price, you have to hit save. Sometimes, and it'll go green when it's saved. Sometimes a little box will pop up down here. So if I put my own min price, you see it has this save all. Min price higher than the max, but because there is no max. And now you can see it's green, it's saved. You have to save all that before you can turn on the repricing for it. But if I wanted it to calculate for me using the automation that I have, I can just hit that button right there and it's going to calculate that price for me. So $16.80 should be the min price, not whatever I have. And then once I've hit do the max, it asks you, do you want to calculate break even? Also, I'll hit yes. And the max price is again because I have 50% above the buy box. So everything, like if you need to manually do it, it's really simple to do manually right here. But because of that apply to all settings when you're in your min max, it makes it so simple. Like literally you could turn it on within a day or two, depending on if you come back because of that upload time. But it's really easy to use. I've absolutely been loving it. I've seen my sales increase from it. You saw on the dashboard my sales above the buy box increasing. Needs min and max, I've gone through it. Some of it is stuff I just sent in last week. Some of it must be old stuff I don't have stock. I'm not going to worry about adding min max to my old stuff. It'll do it for me. I'm 43 SKUs above the buy box, 8 at the lowest, 149 at my min, 23 are at my max price right now. And then it gives you these little breakdowns of how many things it's repricing, 678 times today. I don't remember what it was at earlier, but looks like it's gone up. I have been so pleased with this versus the awful other one. It's been amazing. You guys have told me about it. I'm so happy to be using it now. It's been amazing. So definitely check out Profit Protector Pro for yourself. Again, yoursellingguide.com/PPP, and you can get 2 weeks free trial to test it out for yourself and see if you like it. At this point, I would absolutely recommend the annual, but again, I made a mistake myself, so you test it out for yourself, try it month to month. If you love it, go ahead and do the annual and save yourself a little bit of money that way. I've absolutely loved it. If you use it already, please comment and let me know. Do you love it? Which default profit do you use? So I use Hybrid Profit Harvester as my default, but then I also use the aggressive one, and if I need to get rid of, drop some stock, if I use the another profit one, I'm blanking on the name, but there's a couple, or I think it's like Dynamic Profit Builder that I use on like things. I'm like, no, I know this one's going to make money. Definitely get ready for Q4, and I would highly recommend if you're not using a repricer to use a repricer. And I have to obviously recommend Profit Protector Pro because they have been amazing. I had some issues where things weren't calculating right. They are very quick to respond to their customer help emails. So definitely I've been so happy with them. Try it out for two weeks free. And if you want to hear more about how they got started, how BuyBot Pro and Profit Protector Pro and they have a couple other UK softwares that they have got started, I have a Behind the Brand podcast episode. Actually, it's already out. You can listen to it now. Episode 64, going about how they got started, why they even created this thing to begin with, and how it helps Amazon sellers. So definitely check it out at Your Selling Podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast, or on YouTube at Your Selling Podcast. The channel is, I'll link the video here in the video descriptions. And of course, the link to get it for yourself is also below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are in our Q4 prep series right now. Next week, we're going to go over more pricing strategies to help you connect the Repricer with just pricing in general and everything you should expect for Q4. And as I mentioned, sign up for my email list because August 25th, the doors are open for the Q4 BOLO group, and it sold out again 3 days, so you don't want to wait on it. It was a blast, and it's going to be another amazing Q4 on Amazon. I can't wait to see you there.